What's up, boys and girls? This is Spit Logic. I did have another video that I wanted to post and share, but I completely screwed up the video, so I'm gonna have to re-record it. And I didn't feel like doing the whole setup all over again and doing all this stuff just to make the video. So I'll just probably do something next week or in a couple of weeks whenever I get around to that particular video. So in its place, I guess one thing I kind of wanted to talk about, kind of wanted to discuss, and I guess this is the best opportunity since I don't have anything else to post, is really about music and sharing of it. So I've been into music for quite some time, but I didn't really get into creating music, creating my own music or turntablism until about 2003, 2004. And around that time, that was around the time online music started to become a little more prominent. You began seeing more websites that were kind of hip hop focused. And then, of course, podcasts. There were all these different podcasts and different ways to listen to them. And that's around the time where I saw all of this music that was being made, but none of the music actually spoke to exactly what I wanted to hear. So as a result of that, I decided to learn how to make music on my own and create the music that I wanted to hear. There were hints here and there. You know, I would say I drew a lot of inspiration from listening to groups like The Roots, Superstition, Little Brother. Amura Technique was a really big influence. And, you know, those are some of the artists, some of the groups that I thought were really good and were closer in line with the kind of music that I wanted to listen to. I started making the music I wanted to listen to, and I found this platform. Actually, I think my wife found the platform. It was called MacJams.com. There was MacJams.com and there was iCompositions. And I think these were kind of the, let's call them pre-SoundCloud kind of music collaboration websites where people were posting and sharing their music. And at that time, I knew so little about music production. I knew so little about the kind of mic I needed, or, you know, just how people made music. And that was a really big way for me to not only share and get feedback from other people, but I met some individuals that were pretty genuine, pretty good men and women that were making music. And to me, it was actually felt like an online community. It felt like we were making music, we were sharing music, we were doing what we loved, and we were appreciative of what others were doing as well. So I looked onto my SoundCloud not too long ago, and the last time I posted music was 5 years ago. And the song that I posted on SoundCloud was actually a short track that I made back in like 2015, 2016. So it's crazy because I feel like websites like SoundCloud, any sort of music website, isn't about that same sense of community or building a community. It's about someone trying to become famous, someone trying to make money off of music. So when I say that, I just want to clarify this. I'm in full support of independent artists. I'm in full support of people who want to live off of the art that they make. As an artist, to live off of your art is the ultimate achievement, right? For most of us, the thing we want to do is supplemented by the actual thing that gets us money to support that thing we want to do. So it's not about these independent artists. It's not about the individuals. Really, it's more catered to the way that the online music community is shifted, is catered, is created and structured. You know, there's a paywall behind everything. You want to go to a pro or a plus subscription, and the promise is by getting this pro or plus subscription, it will get you more people, it will link more people to your social media, and therefore you will find fame. You will find a means of generating money based on the thing you love, which is art. I just don't like that kind of marketing, because when I was making music online, there were maybe millions of people that were online doing the same thing. You look at music now, you look at these websites now, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people, maybe even close to 1 billion people, all trying to be the next breakout individual. And it is, some people do find success. I think some people have found a way to go beyond just making music and actually being able to sustain themselves off of it. But for the most part, for most of us, we're not going to make a living off of the music that we make. And I feel like that's kind of some of the biggest things that turn me off to it, because I have a job, I have a life, and I have, a good means of generating money. I don't need music to do that for me. I love music, and I think in a lot of cases, when you're not reliant on your art in order to sustain you financially, you are free, more free than someone who relies on that art to sustain them. You look at any artist, most artists who are, let's say, Billboard pop type of artists, they do have to toe a line. They do have to ensure that the message that they present is the accepted message. They do have to ensure that the sound that they create is a sound that will resonate with a large mass of people. They also have to, at times do things, appear in places that they normally wouldn't want to or normally wouldn't have to. I think also that music has kind of changed in that with the introduction of social media, that social media presence has really played such a dynamic role in people distributing their music and getting that message out. It almost becomes a competition for who is who. How can I set myself apart on social media for people to pay attention? And by doing that, maybe then they'll listen to my music. And just off the bat, in my head, the first person that comes to mind is Tekashi 6ix9ine. I think an individual like him is more reliant on what occurs on social media and for people to find his music based on that, as opposed to his talent, so to speak. Whereas you have someone like, let's say, a Kendrick Lamar, who is more talented and doesn't do as much, doesn't do the crazy things or the attention-getting things for the music. He allows the music to speak for itself. Those are just kind of two examples. And, I'm not saying that a lot of these independent artists would fall into that trap. I think for the most part, independent artists are going to make the music they want, because most of us as independent artists do have a job and we're not making a ton of money off of music. But I do think that in order to have a good sustainable, flow of income, at some point people end up making some sort of compromises. So why am I saying all this? Why am I talking about not posting music online and talking about how hypocritical it is for people to link social media to music? I say that because once I got this SP404 MK2, I started to feel like I wanted to share music again. I started to feel like this is something I would like to post online. This is something I would like to share. But then, of course, I hesitated because I'm looking at SoundCloud and I'm like, I don't want to post it on SoundCloud. I mean, I listen to 3 tracks on SoundCloud from people I follow, and then the commercial pops up. And I don't really know, I'm not really aware of any other websites where people are collaborating and sending music or posting music online. So I guess I'll try to find, another place. I believe I have an account for Reverb Nation and Audiomack. Those are fine. I'm not sure. Maybe eventually I'll make a beat tape or something like that and put it on Bandcamp. But for now, I think I will continue to do what I'm doing. I will continue to make music, and I eventually will get to the point where I'm going to start sharing the music that I have, and then, of course, the music that I used to play. Anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to kind of share these thoughts with you. I do appreciate the listen. I do appreciate the watch, the views. Thank you, and until next time. Peace.